it actually came true.
Oh, you spoke it into existence.
Yeah, because I kept telling everybody.
Right.
Whoever I met, I just kept telling them that with no expectations. Mm-hmm. But when I told Karen told me about Miko, and then Miko told John.
Were you reading The Secret? Is that where you...
No, I didn't read The Secret. No. That would have been a secret. Me and my lies. I'm going to somebody famous. And after that, somebody said to me, well, you achieved that dream. What's your next dream? I said, I want to be a famous old toothless comic. That's what I said. And then I started losing teeth in the back of my mouth. So I had to change that.
You better change the...
Yeah, I said, now I just want to be a famous comic.
Famous comic, okay.
Yeah, so... And then from that point, I went to a party. I think it was in Beverly. It was somewhere. I went to a party. And my friend Stanley introduced me to this director who just did a film with Bill Paxton. He passed away.
Right, I remember Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton was in the film. And I said to the director, I said, listen, if you need somebody to eat craft services, I'm your girl. I said, if you need a token black actress, I can fill in. And then I said, if the lead actress falls out, I'll take her place.
Right.
And, everybody was laughing. He says, I like you. And he said, are you on Facebook? I said, yeah. He said, send me a Facebook request.
Okay.
So I did it, and he accepted it. And a month later, he sent me a direct message. He said, can you call me? And I thought, he got a parking ticket. He wanted to talk to me about a parking ticket. Right? So I wrote back, what do you want?
How rude.
And then I called Stanley. I said, Stanley, Will is trying to reach me. Did he get a parking ticket? Right. And he says, no. He says, it's something good. So I had written back, what do you want? So I got back on Facebook and cleaned it up. I mean, I said, what do you want? I mean, what do you need? Here's my number.
Right.
Trying to clean it up. Because I was being sarcastic, trying to clean it up. And he called me and he says, remember you said if I need a token black actress? And I said, yeah. He says, I want you to play the mother in this movie that I'm directing with Ashley Judd, Ann Archer, and Patrick Duffy. And I was like, what?
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Again, like with John Lovett screaming. So I'm not screaming into the mic. But I was screaming,
Right.
And that's how the movie thing started.
Right.
And then after I filmed that...
Well, I want you to tell everybody what the name of the movie is. It's
Traffic.
Right. And it's about 3 different women from different parts of the world.
Sex trafficking.
They're being trafficked to a brothel in Texas.
Yes.
And there are travails that they have to go through getting there and when they're there and that kind of thing. Now, what part did you play in that?
I played the mother of one of the girls, African mother, who was from Nigeria.
Really? Can I hear an accent? Do you have an accent for me?
No, I was just crying and stuff.
Okay.
Because she was leaving me.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you would,
No, the first film I did, crying. That was the first one. Mm-hmm. The second film I did, I said some things that I cannot say here.
Okay. Yeah. I got
and some things that I did that I don't want to spoil that particular movie.
I got you.
But it's really funny.
Right.
Yeah, it's really funny. If I told you, I'm in the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Okay.
But if I told you what I
is that coming out as well?
Yeah,
What's
that's
the name
coming
of that
out
one?
next year. Hollywood Hustle.
Hollywood Hustle. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, it has Tom Ronald, and it has that guy from that television show. It's a hit show, but I don't want to name his name because I don't watch the show.
Oh my gosh.
No, but that's a comedy. That's going to be really funny because of the things that I get to do.
Right.
Yeah, out of desperation. My character out of desperation, but it's really, really funny.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I did this thing called L.A. Women Rising.
Okay.
Tell me about that. James Franco, and it's about it's a documentary that Nana Gana, she's a model.
Okay.
She's modeled for Stella McCarthy and them. And she it's about women, what they start their day in the morning and how their day ends. It has 50 women in it, but they only focus on 6, and I'm one of the 6.
Okay.
The other woman is Chris Rock's girlfriend. She's also an actress.
Okay.
She was on that television series The Following. Yeah, she played a villain. I didn't like her on that show, but Chris Rock goes with her. So she's one of the lead. Another one I believe is a doctor, but I'm one. Well, anyway, they wanted me, the meter maid of Venice, because everybody knows me in Venice.
Right.
So they followed me. They came to my house early in the morning, and they followed me throughout the day. And you'll see that in the documentary.
Okay.
And James Franco narrates the film.
Right. Okay, what's he like to work with? I like a lot of his stuff. He does a lot of independent films and little projects that I think a lot of people see as being offbeat, but he seems to be a great artist when it comes to a lot of his films. What was he like working with?
James Franco. I didn't get to work with James Franco.
Okay.
I'll see him on the documentary when we do the publicity, but I didn't get to. No, because when you film things, you film your segment and then you're gone.
Right.
You're not there unless you want to be to watch everything else.
I see. You're right.
And I still had a job.
I don't know if he just didn't show up on the set and one day and
No, because they filmed wherever you worked.
Right.
If you're an actress, they went to the set.
Right.
Me, I was at home.
Okay.
Then they followed me at work.
Okay. Right. Now, where did it all start out for you? Where did you grow up?
In New York.
What part?
I was in upstate New York. Then I was in downstate New York. Then I was in Detroit.
Right.
And back to New York.
Right. Now, what city did you say upstate?
Rochester. Then I lived in Long Island.
Okay.
Then I lived in Detroit.
That must have been interesting.
Detroit?
Yeah.
It was freezing cold.
Yeah.
I thought I was crazy there. Yeah, I thought I was crazy there. And then when I turned 18, I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yeah, total opposite, right?
Then the snow followed me there. No one told me it snowed in New Mexico.
Right.
And I woke up and I thought I was in New York. I looked outside and I go, holy hell.
Right.
What is this? I go, nope, gotta go. I'm serious. So and 2 weeks later, I was out of New Mexico.
So the weather is what chased you out to California?
Yeah, I went to California.
Right. No, I remember going to New York and I learned what cold really was when I went there.
No, Detroit is cold.
Yeah.
New York is okay.
Oh, really?
I thought, growing up in New York, I thought Detroit was the worst.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, because it would freeze up your cheek. New York didn't do that.
Right.
The worst you ever had was falling in smushy snow, dog boo-boo or something, your face landing next to it.
Oh, my God.
It's true.
Okay, yeah.
It's true. True. Very true.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah. And then, when I got that film, Traffic,
yeah.
I remember Will was saying, you should be an actress. And I go, well, I can't act. And then he goes, I seen your television show, that reality show. Although that was improv and that was still acting,
right.
He said, you can act. And so he encouraged me. He says, I got an acting school. The director of Ashley Judd got an acting school? What?
Yeah, I got to pay the bills in between movies.
No, he was making money. No, but I was thinking, seriously, you know? So I'm going to his school.
Okay, and that's what you're doing now?
Yeah, I go to acting school.
Okay.
Every week on Wednesday from 12 to 3.
Right, because you're retired from your regular
I was doing
job.
it even when I was working. I was going.
Okay. What's it like for you now that you're retired, now that you don't have to get up at the crack of dawn?
Now I'm traveling the world, going to see all the people I met in Venice.
Right.
I have friends all over the world.
Yeah, you've been to people that you,
giving
Austria
tickets to and stuff. Yeah.
Right, and I was amazed. The people that you knew and traveled with. You've been to Japan, Austria, and
Australia.
Uh-huh.
I've been to Wellington, New Zealand, Barcelona, London, Paris, Cancun, Mexico City. I'm going to Hong Kong.
Okay.
I'm going to Hong Kong in a few months, and I'm also going to go to Beijing
Okay.
My friend Rennie Harlan, he's a director.
Right, I know Rennie Harlan.
Yeah, my
Not
friend.
Not personally, I know.
Okay, but he's another Venice. He's another Venice native,
right.
you know.
Right.
He's directed Samuel Jackson, and you know, I told him, I said, you got to put me in a film. Seems like when I tell people what they got to do,
they go ahead and
they
follow
tell
through
me
with
that
it.
they'll put me in a film.
Okay.
Rennie told me he'd put me in a film.
All right, well, I can't wait to
Yeah, I told him I want to do something with Samuel Jackson. I even told Wesley, I saw Wesley Snipes recently, and I said, Wesley, I want to do a movie and play your sister or something. Mm-hmm. He says, why don't you do a movie and just have me in it?
Oh, and there you go.
I love that about him. Yeah, Wesley gave me some good advice. Wesley told me, no matter how tired you are, when I got the television series, never say no to someone that wants to take a picture or an autograph.
Wow.
Wesley told me that.
That is good advice.
Yeah, he says no matter how tired you are, people aren't tired of paying to come see you. So you take the time out and do that.
Right. I think that's like some of the problems that big stars have.
He didn't have that.
Yeah,
he would stand and talk to everybody.
People.
Yeah, he was never rude. Just stand and talk to everybody.
Right.
Very professional.
You know who did that? One of my favorite actors in Venice.
Who?
Mickey Rourke. I saw him one day. I was outside of him. He just finished working out. And this is when he was right before he did The Wrestler.
Uh-huh.
And he just talked to me just like a regular guy. He was a great guy.
Wow.
And I think that's what gets people to remember you and support you in your career, is that you treat them fairly and you treat them kindly and you speak to them, you know, like they're human beings. Whereas some people, they just, oh, no, I don't have time. Sorry, I have to move on.
No, the people that live in Venice were never like that because we're a community. We're a family. We look after one another.
Right.
We do. There's nobody famous that was there that thought that their shit was any better than anybody else.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Whenever I would see Angelica Houston, she would always wave and smile, always had time just to nod her head and say hello. Like, even though I didn't know her personally. And like I mentioned, Lori Petty, she's always on her bike down there.
Yeah, Lori's on her
and
bike.
She'll always say hello to anybody who says, you know, hello to her, that kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that came through Venice. Gosh, Coppola, but he goes by a different name.
Jason Schwartzman?
Huh?
Jason Schwartzman?
No, he's
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Right. That's Dave, my sound engineer, by the way.
Nicolas Cage and Lisa Presley were there for a hot minute.
Right. Okay.
Nicolas Cage was nice. Mm-hmm. In his house, I learned that when you got a lot of money,
right,
you buy the brightest colored furniture. Bright green, bright orange, in different shapes. Right. And Nicolas Cage, just like this room we're in, he loves movie posters.
Okay.
He's got a lot of movie posters in his house.
I would imagine so.
And a lot of oversized, bright colored furniture.
Oh, wow.
But he was nice. But I made a bet that him and Lisa would, well, it didn't last.
Know what? You keep speaking these truths out to the universe. I want you to speak something good for me. What can you say about my future career, Jackie, that you can put out there to the universe that will accelerate me into...
Well, this is what I would say. You have to believe in your own BS, your own beautiful self.
Right.
Your own BS. You must believe in your own BS. And I always believed in my own BS. So if that's your dream and that's your destiny, it'll happen. Because like I said, I left the job. I left the club, Laugh Factory Comedy Store, to take care of two boys that I adopted. And who knew that this job, parking enforcement, would lead to a television series, would lead to me becoming friends with Miko Brando.
Right.
And Miko introducing me to John Lovitz.
It's a wonderful thing.
And I met Miko Brando through Barry Gordy's son, Kennedy Gordy.
Right. Well, that's how it goes, and it seems like it's meant to be for you.
Yeah.
Well, Jackie, that's all the time that we have for this evening. I want to thank you for coming out and sharing your life with me. And, I hope that everything continues to work out for you. And I just wish the best.
Thank you. Thank you.